So I've started sanding my rifle. This is the Krico 22LR. This was the $89 rifle. So yeah, I don't know what's going to cost me to finish it because I haven't looked at the receipt for the stain that we're going to use on it. Can't even tell you what colour. What colour were we going to go on this? I forgot. Walnut. Well, by we I mean me. I'm the one that's got to look at it. So I've taken all the sights off. Unfortunately, it's going to have a lot of holes in it. But anyway, no biggie. It happens. Everything in here was loose. So yeah. It's yeah. That's what the internals of a 22LR look like, I guess. Well, this particular one. So yeah, I'll put the bolt back in because I'm pretty basically finished. Even though that's not functional, I have to lock that up. And it is a fairly long barrel. Compared to the Krico. You! Bang bang! No, you're the good cat. It's the other one that chases you. So yeah. The only thing it doesn't like doing is ejecting that birdshot. The ejector is, well, the little grab there. Focus, damn it. On the end of the bolt's still square. But it won't pull that out. You gotta pull them out with a screwdriver. Weird. Everything else it ejects. I don't know. But you can cycle everything else properly. So yeah. Just remove the front sight. And that's the other part of it, the ring that went over the top. Rear sight's been gone for ages because the scope wouldn't fit. Don't think that scope's going to go back on. I'm getting blind. That's not a bad scope, but it's not great. So I'm going to... I don't know if you can see down it. Well, you can, sort of. It's alright. I'm going to get something for illuminated reticle. Well, actually I got one. It's up here. This one. That's going to go on. So yeah. Just for shits and giggles. What is that one? Oh, there you go. 4 to 24 by 50. So that's going to go on. And then I'll maybe mount a camera to it, we'll see. Not a lot of room with that reticle illuminator there, but anyhow, we'll see. It's going to be pigeon shooter mostly anyway, and target shooting, so one of many. So there's that. Out for now. This is what the inside of a shotgun looks like. And you can see that pin's out. That's not the trouble pin. That's the trouble pin. Comes out from the front. But this was all... It's like someone dropped it in a barrel of grape juice. Come from a winery. It was all gummy inside. The safety wouldn't even work. Both pins would stick out. So I WD-40'd the hell out of it and pulled it all apart. These two pins hold these in. So this is your trigger. That releases it. Show you best I can one-handed. That opens. And then that locks it. Then you close it. Right. And then that is held like that, and you pull the trigger and it goes click. So that thingy that moves is the locky device. And then when you pull the trigger, it goes bang. And the trigger's fairly heavy because why? It's a shotgun. That's why. And Yeah, what else can I show you? So your hammer goes in, like so, and then you drive the pin through, and then push the spring through, flat side to the top, so it goes in. Which way? Am I telling you a lie? That's right, it goes in this way, flat side to the top, and that hooks in under the hammer end, and then you put this cocking mechanism in, and then last of all this trigger mechanism. Okie dokie, one hammer. And so when the spring goes in, that part will sit in there, and this part, by the time it's compressed, will probably actually sit up in here. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a pain in the ass to get in. This is why I've done it this way. So you line up your holes, line up your hole, get your knockometer. I'm just going to set my knockometer there. Righto, get it started. Oh, too far. If you want to upset someone's day, drive this pin all the way through and then pull the screwdriver out. That'll really upset their day, because that lets go of the hammer. And that'll come up here and strike. Where's something I can push with? That'll strike your pin, and it'll come out. You can see that there. You can see it now. So yeah, there's that. Then the hard part is you're going to come in from the front. And it's a bit of a joke. Goes. Oh yeah, that's right, you come in from the front, but you've got to come in like this. So then you get it sitting like that. And then you have to use a multitude of screwdrivers without stabbing yourself. Not that one. I'll use that one because it's thinner. And you've got to press. Watch me do this. To make sure that hammer is pushed all the way down. Which I wonder whether having the trigger in would help that. No, that probably wouldn't. So you lever off of that part. Under there like so. And you have to drive it in without stabbing yourself. Here it go, click, pull that one out. And that's under the hammer. You can tell it's under the hammer, the pin's out. Okay, it's a pain in the ass, but that's the only way I found to do it. And then I like to give it a little hit, just a gentle tap, just to make sure it's home. Yeah, I guess it is. That's an educated guess. Now this one's been apart. Where is... It's supposed to be a little, like a ball bearing with a leg on it. The leg sits in here to hold it in place, in there. It wasn't in there when I pulled it apart. I don't think I lost it. In fact, I know I didn't lose it. Somebody else did. And that goes in there like so. The same deal. If you want to upset someone's day, this pin holds the trigger together. So if you're at the range and never mind. If you want to upset someone's day, just drive it through. line up your holes. And that side's actually back together. It doesn't matter what way you do that once the spring's in, but that's your two triggers. This little joker here, oh, I've still got grape juice in there. Doesn't matter how much of WD-40 I put in there. You just got to wipe it out with something. It's just ridiculous. It's like they dropped it in a barrel of juice. And the flathead screws on these things, I can never find a screwdriver that fits. And that's going to go on top of that. And it's stuck. It's just tight. Wrong driver. That driver. So it's got to come through on top. Like so, and if you can line up your hole, it's even better. Like so. Screw goes back in the side. My hole's not quite lined up somewhere. Maybe I've gone too far. Yeah, I have. And that's that back together, and then you have fun with all these dopey flat screws. Cannot stand them. Cannot stand them for the life of me. And I just, someone's replaced that one, and I think that was a smart move. Oh, horrible. Decorative, my ass. Star screwdriver's decorative. Unless you get the prick undone after a few years. Probably should have lubed that. Now, hopefully I won't ever have it apart again. And I don't believe it needs to be as tight as they had it either. God, they had it tight. Lucky this is only mine, not somebody else's, because some of these screws don't look a bit average now. Oh, pins and needles. Oh, my legs are dead. So, oh. Ow! Tried to cut myself. I did cut myself. Never mind. Put that on. Makes it easier. Now if we do this, oh, we're pulling on double the springs. 1, 2. Oh, and the problem with this now, the next job, okay, next job is pull that firing pin out. If you pull that off, if you pull the bottom off, the ejector doesn't work. So that allows you to pull it apart without that ejector wiping out on your pin that's sticking out. You can see they forced it. It's got a rub mark in there. Several times, probably, oh, it's hard to tell. Yeah, right there, just above my finger. So anyway, I might have doctored that too. I'm bleeding. No. Nah, should be right. So yeah, that's intricate workings. And obviously that spring there, yeah, the whole shotgun consists of 3 of those springs just for the release. There's the back of your release in there. You see that moving in and out. And this is your trigger system. Goes on there like so. Clean all that up. I cut my fingers pretty good. I cut two. Look, there's a big gap. Oh, I'm going to drop things. There's a pretty big cut in there. Okay, so I'm here to show you how the safety works. You can't pull on the trigger because that little kajigger is back. And it allows you to do that. That is how that works. Safety. Both sides. Upside down, Miss June. Push the safety off. Find the right trigger. That's the left barrel and that's the right one. Goes like this. And then I think off a memory, you can pull that aside and stick the bolt in. But I'm not going to, because I didn't clean that up very well. That's got it. Now that goes in. Okay, make sure I got the safety right. That's forward, and that's on safety. If I hold the trigger, it holds that where I want it. Best of my ability. Like so. Now if I just pinch all that together, no workies, workies. Check the safety before you do it up. That would be my advice. And then this bottom screw, I'd get that started. And you need way better screwdrivers than I've got. Just snitch it up a little bit, cinch it up. Pull this to the side. Whoops, drop that almost. Ugh. Pull it to the side and drop it in. And that one's going to be a pain because you're going to have to hold that to the side. But anyway, there's a few things we can do to rectify that. Like if you had good enough screwdriver and it would undo, you could actually remove that. But I don't. I'm not that lucky. I can at least start the thing and get it so I can relax. Okay, making sure that still works. Now there's a wood screw somewhere. That one goes there. Oh man, what have I done with it? That's a really long one. That's a metal screw. That goes through the top of the handle here. All the way from the bottom. Squeezes that together. Tap all this. Get this bottom part to fit. Okay, well, I'll check this after a couple of shots. We're still going to pull that pin out because that pin gets stuck. Try not to stab myself in the leg. Back to the bottom one. That was definitely tighter when I undid it. But anyway, trigger guard. That just screws in. You get that to start. Oh, seriously. Okay. And then that is a wood screw into there. That's the only screw that I didn't have too much trouble getting undone. Right, that's done up. It looks like I'm doing them up tight, but I'm not. The fact is the heads are dodgy. And that pin, even though I've undone that a little bit, sticks out further than the other one. I probably should cock it, put the safety on, so that I can pull that out without weight on the back of it. So that involves putting the barrel back on. Oh yeah, and because it's not cocked, that's how it hurt my fingers before. Right, now push that in. Right. Now put the bottom on. So it's nearly a complete shotgun. And it's stuck on there. Put the safety on. Then I can't pull the trigger. Yeah, and that pin's still stuck out. You're coming out anyway, so who cares? Goodbye, you're the weakest link. And now I got to fight with that. Close the thing up with that sticking out, and it'll go off in your hands. Hence this job.